and welcome once again to KI Tee Vee. Tis the season! I'm sure that everyone's really, really happy and much engrossed in all of your Christmas festivities in spite of all of the other things that we've had to go through. Can you imagine? 2020 is almost at an end. We have been through 2 sets of lockdowns and battling with a condition, a disease that in the initial phases, no one knew how it was going to be resolved, but by the grace of God and lots of hard work, we now have some light at the end of the tunnel. There's a vaccine, as controversial or uncontroversial as it may be, but we are looking as though it is going to be a better 2021. So welcome to KI Tee Vee. I'm Karen Reeves-Toppin, the accountability coach, and I'm really pleased to be welcoming you for another episode. KI Tee Vee is a project of Key Inspirations, which is my business, and I started the business with small and medium-sized enterprises in mind. I want you to succeed. I want you to keep your targets, maintain your goals, ensure that you achieve the things you want to achieve in the time that you want to achieve it. So I am the accountability coach. If you find that you are procrastinating quite a bit, or if you are uncertain about which direction you need to go in, how to put things together, how to get your schedule together, get in touch with me. It may be coming up to Christmas. January 2021 is right around the corner. You don't want to be in the same place that you were in 2020. You need to progress. So touch base with me on keyinspirations@gmail.com. Let's sit together. Let's work together. Let's get you going forward. So today, I have a guest who is going to be talking about something that's going to be very, very important for small and medium enterprises if you want to grow and expand as the new year comes through. My guest today is a guru, actually. She has spent 8 years, probably more than 8 years, doing what she is doing, and she is excelling at it. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the founder of K-Web Social Design and the founder of one of the co-founders of the Kalungi Group, Julie-Syl Kalungi. Julie-Syl, please come into the room.
I want to miss this lady too. Thank you for that awesome introduction, Karen. I'm very, very excited to be here with you. Thank you for actually inviting me on this God project. I am very excited to do divine work, I call it. I'm called to distribute kingdom wealth too, so I love being here, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much for coming. I am always in awe about when I hear invite this person, invite that person, and I'm under normal circumstances, I'm not the type of individual that will reach out to people that I don't know or those that don't know me, because like many other small enterprises, they feel like, well, they're not going to respond to me because I'm not quite well known. But every single time the person has said yes. So if that is a word of encouragement for someone, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Reach out. You never know what's going to come back. So Julie, welcome to the show. I'm really happy that you're here. So tell us a little bit about you, Julie-Syl.
Well, I was born and bred in Uganda and moved to the UK in 2000 after getting married. And I thought I'd be here for 3 years and get back to Uganda, where I was practicing law. And so when I got to UK, I was thinking, I'm going to spend 3 years. So I'll just, take the time, chill out, make friends, stuff like that. But along the way, I thought, oh, I can't do that. I'm too used to serving people. I'm too used to doing something more productive. And that's when I realized that I couldn't practice law in UK. And it was hard to swallow. But then I thought I'm only going to be here for 3 years. And then when my husband completed his PhD, which was why we came to the UK in the first place, he was offered an opportunity as a consultant with a company on the Wirral, and it was something you couldn't spit at and go, I will go back to Uganda and just do what we do. So he's like, I know I say we're gonna be here for 3 years. Okay, we've got something great here, and I know you've been waiting to get back to your career, but think about it. Let's do an extra 2 years here. And long story short, we're still here. So along the way, I realized I could do a lot of other things. I could do anything. While law was something I did in school, we people who grow up in sub-Saharan Africa know that most of us do subjects that our parents would be proud of. The things we
Yes.
think, I want to make my parents proud. So
Yes.
law was not my passion as such. And so I didn't feel like I'd lost something huge, although I now had to find my way in the career space. And I tried all kinds of things. I can tell you now, I was a nurse, an auxiliary, a construction worker, housing worker, a manager. I put all those things together and I said, you know what? None of this feels right for me. I'm done. In
Wow.
2010, I said I was done. Long story short, again, I walked away from a job that didn't feel right because at that time I'd worked in that job for 3 years and I was supposed to reapply for my job. And I thought, no, can do. And I walked.
Wow.
We were in the middle of a recession. And
You walked away from a job
I walked
in
away
the
from a job.
middle of a recession.
Yes. Because in my mind, I always had that feeling that something will work out. Something always works out. And for 2 years, I had a pity party of giant proportions. I was angry. I was not a good person to hang around. And 2 years later, my sister-in-law sent me some information and said, "Why don't you just do something from home?"
Mm.
And because clearly you're not happy with your life, and coming back here, starting from scratch, you're not gonna like it. Because I was definitely doing my homework to go back. I was like, you guys, you can look after yourselves. I'm going back to Uganda. And she said, you're not gonna like it. So find your way. You are in a developed country. Surely you can do something. And that's when the little seed was planted. And I started. And it's been a huge learning curve. Fast forward, I have experience as a teacher because I was an NVQ assessor at some point.
Sorry, you were an NVQ assessor. Yes. Okay. Yes.
In business admin, and I thought I did business admin in law as a module for years. I was running a whole law firm in Uganda because the lead person in that law firm was into politics, so I was literally running the law firm. And I thought I can put all these things together and do something with my life.
Yes.
And I started seeing a lot of work from home. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. When you're searching for stuff, obviously they're always retargeting cookies and things like that, and they start to target you with all kinds of adverts on work from home, home-based businesses, you name it. So I started to do a lot of research. I got into all kinds of rabbit holes, network marketing, MLM, you name it.
Yeah,
for about 18 months I did.
It's amazing how many network marketing events can actually pop up in your feed, in your social media feed, once you say that you're interested in working from home or doing something that is not a solidified career path, something like that. But go on, sorry.
Well, no worries, because we're having a great fireside chat here. And to be honest, network marketing kind of helped me to actually zone into what I wanted to do and what I did not want to do. A lot of people do not know what they do not want to do. And so they keep getting guilt tripped almost, because I can guarantee you a lot of network marketing top coaches are very good at guilt tripping people into feeling like they're inadequate, and
Yeah.
they're not good enough. And if you're not getting results, then it's you, it's not nothing else. And so I learned what I did not want to do. But along the way, I created a great deal of success. I built a team of over 250 people, direct team.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And and then the company disappeared. And it was like the rug was pulled from under my feet. And I had to start again. And that's when I knew, it solidified in my mind that this is not my path. But I knew how to build a team, and I know how to build a team. And so I decided to create something for people who want to build a team in network marketing, even though it's not for me. And so it's part of what we do in the Winning Entrepreneurs Nation. It's predominantly network marketers in there, to be honest, people doing cryptocurrencies. And I think about 40% of the people in the Winning Entrepreneurs Nation, which is one of my offerings, are actually startups, people who are starting their businesses from home or from their shed or from a warehouse somewhere.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
ultimately, social media grabbed me because along the way, in my background is web design and coding.
Okay.
And so with that, I packaged that with branding, with business admin, with social media, digital marketing, and created a product that my clients find awesome, which is just
Okay.
social media and digital marketing and management of your social profiles, creating content that actually attracts the numbers, creating content that does not have the BS that social media has. There's a lot of noise on social media, and we just bypass all that and get people to their right clients with the kind of content we create. We create content not just for social media, but for also people's digital assets like websites. We create website templates. We protect websites. And so it has grown on from a small, I'll do my own thing at home, to actually a digital marketing agency. And that's why I am feeling blessed today. Because if I had not started those 8 years ago, I think I'd probably be, I don't know currently. All I know is I'm here today.
Well, you are here, and we are very thankful and grateful that you are here. You mentioned about knowing how to build teams of people. Does
Mm,
it take a special skill, do you think,
mm,
to know the personalities of people that will actually be able to work together? That's something that I guess small business owners would need to know if they're looking at expanding to being wider and broader and going further than where they are at the moment. Because if it is a situation where it's one person who
mm.
is working on their own, when they start to get a little bit more busy, it means they need to look for one or two people to work with.
Yes.
How do they, especially if they're not the type of person that is accustomed to dealing with people,
Mm.
how do they go about then going through the shift, or actually figuring out what types of personalities they can work with, or what skills they need to look for?
First, I always tell my clients and friends that you need to start as you intend to go. When you start something, you need to start to create almost departments. Even if you're the person doing the work, you are the one who is the secretary, the admin, the marketer, the CEO. You have to know when to put on which hat, and therefore you create the systems in your business to handle that kind of work. And therefore, when you get to that point where you can scale and you can hire somebody, you outsource that. So for those that are building their own businesses, outsourcing is the first place you go to in order to scale. You
Mm.
hire somebody who can do what you need them to do. You outsource the work you don't need to do, but it's essential for the running of your business. For instance, social media is amazing for businesses today, especially with the year we've had. Anyone
Yeah.
who's not using the digital assets like social media that they've got is literally swimming in deep oceans without a paddle.
Yeah.
And so social media is a great asset for somebody who knows how to leverage it. But
Yeah.
most business owners don't know how to leverage it, and they need to find somebody who can do it.
Mhm.
Some people find an intern, maybe a uni kid, and tell them to do their social media. The uni kid only knows how to do the social lifestyle kind of stuff. And
Mm.
they'll probably go to Google or YouTube and find what they think might work. but that's being a guinea pig, using your business as a guinea pig for, for growth. It's not a strategy. And so one
Oh,
has to
you're
have a
saying
strategy.
just a second. You're saying that that's not a strategy, but that's actually something that has been recommended by other professionals who are
Mm,
in the
mm,
social media market to look for someone who is
mm,
in uni,
mm.
because it could be what they determine as free labor.
See, that's the thing. It's also unfair on the uni student, because unless they are doing digital marketing or social media and marketing as part of their module, you're literally saying you're in uni and so I can use your labor for free. But you need to find an intern who's targeted in that
Yes.
place. And you're also going to actually, it's part of their module. You're helping their degree or their qualification, and therefore they're going to put in the work, and in return you're going to train them to be in the trenches and do the work in real life as opposed to the theory. And definitely you should remunerate them. If anyone hired my children, first of all, they wouldn't do it for free, because they live in my household. They know what you can get for doing what you do. They even have their own e-stores. But any other student who would want to be hired, and all they get paid is the time they do to learn the job, it's not right. I actually know one or two people who have a course where they actually teach business owners to hire interns for
Yeah.
free to run their social media. And as a social media manager and someone who runs an agency, and I know that I have clients who pay up to £4,000 a month.
Yeah.
I know it's downright wrong to get somebody for free when you are being paid for the work you do, and you are getting them to work for free for the work that they're doing that you get paid. So
Yes, I see. So there is definitely a
it's a
conflict
moral
there.
question. Yeah.
Yes, there's a conflict of morals,
Yeah.
or rather a question of morals, whether, but we'll leave that there.
Yes, precisely. Precisely.
Okay, all right.
Now,
So
when we go on the other side of the coin, are people who are building a team
yes,
as business partners, because they exist, like people who are in sales for commission, people who are in sales, affiliate marketing, network marketers as well.
yeah, yeah.
The biggest thing they need to learn, and they need to just get out of their mind that they can just wing it on social media, is learn prospecting and follow up, because from those two actions you're able to get the other person to buy into. Because I don't believe that anybody closes anybody. We close ourselves. We are already emotionally attached. We've been sold on the message and the story, so we decide to buy into it. So when you sell the story properly, you are able to get people to join your team and to work with you.
Okay, so it is a matter of opening up your mind and understanding that what you need is already there.
Absolutely, Karen. Absolutely.
Right. So it's about unlocking what you've locked away yourself. Okay. All right.
That reminds me, because we're talking about God's work here, right? We're
Yes.
all born already great, isn't it?
Yes.
But we have to remember who we are. We're here to remember, as opposed to being taught.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here to remember who we are by learning from those who have already remembered a great deal of who they are, and they share with us that this is what you can do to get you where you need to be. And so we get to remember who we are, and the more we allow ourselves to remember, the easier life gets.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So we were talking a little bit before we actually started recording, and you were telling me about your two different businesses, one that caters to higher paying clients, and then you also offer a service to smaller businesses, which is the demographic that I am trying to reach out to. So can you tell us a bit about your services for that demographic?
Okay, so then the startup, the small business owner, the distributor, the direct selling rep, the affiliate marketer needs to learn two things: selling and marketing. They're the only two skills one needs to learn. But inside of those two skills are various skill sets call them micro skills that you need to learn. Like, for instance, a shop owner on the high street who has done their marketing and is known in the local area, inbound marketing doesn't need to prospect anybody or follow up anybody. People come to the shop or to the
That's right.
office or to the building and buy.
Yeah.
Now, a direct seller or someone in the network marketing space or someone who's new in their business and wants to utilize social media needs to learn prospecting, follow up, and closing the deal. Because if you've done all that work, then obviously you've got to ask for the sale. And most new business owners in that space, I like to use the word business owners and do quote unquote, because they don't own the businesses, most of them. They are representatives or distributors. So they vote into, it's like a micro franchise. And they need to learn to speak to people who they don't know, but their energy has connected with. That's why when I connect with people, I always ask, why have you connected with me? Because if you don't ask, you don't get. And if you don't ask somebody why they're connecting with you, you are literally saying this total stranger is your friend. And then you do nothing with that relationship. There is a reason why Source, God, Nkulu, whatever you want to call them, has pulled you together, your energy. So there's something you're meant to impact, to improve, a lesson you're meant to learn together. You need to find it out as soon as possible and get it done so that you can have your life improves with every new impact you make. So
okay, can I put a pin in that and come back to it? I want to ask you a quick question about what you said about connecting with people. There is a train of thought that, you know, you get as many connections as possible so that you can get, you know, however many people on your social media. So, you know, you get 6 million people on Facebook.
Oh my God.
Why? 1,200 people on LinkedIn. Because then you become a bit more, you know, your account gets so fattened, and you move into a different circle of influence or something.
And what do you do with that influence? That's the question. That's why I say why. Why would you be doing that? Because that's the ultimate answer you have to give yourself. If you don't know what to do with that influence you have, you've wasted your life building that whole influence. And usually you feel frustrated. You're like, I have all these followers. What do I do with them?
Yeah.
So it's very important to always ask somebody, why have you connected with me? Why do you accept my friend request? Why did you reach out to me? Then you start the conversation. Otherwise you would be that person who's just collecting numbers and then for what? You know, we even though we live in the digital world as well, it's a universe on its own. We live in the physical plane as well, and you have to know what is actually serving your physical plane right now. And if all the followers you have are not being served by you, or you're not being served by them, then it's a waste of your life spending all that time building that influence and not actually serving them.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like you've got that talent. That talent you've been given, you'll be asked, what did you do with it?
How did you know that that's my favorite parable from the Bible?
I didn't know that.
That's my favorite parable. I love to talk about that particular one, especially when it comes to business. I love to talk about the parable of the talents and the one of the sower. I love those are the two that especially for me, those two especially relate to business. But and for those of you who were wondering, yes, she did ask me, why did I reach out to her? We did have that conversation. So she's not actually telling you to do something that she doesn't do herself. No. She's sitting there with all of her experience, Julie-Syl, and she is telling you from the things that she practices to do. Yes. And that's one thing that I also try to do. I don't just present persons who come and they spew a lot of information. These are people who have lived and they are still living what they teach. So it's practical application of the information that you receive here on KI Tee Vee, okay?
Awesome.
All right. So Julie-Syl, coming back to you. So we've built the network, we've unlocked the gifts, and we've connected with you. And so
Mm,
we want to sign up for one of your programs.
mm.
Can you tell me the different categories of businesses that you have programs for?
Right. So we have the DIY where you join our master club, which is the Winning Entrepreneurs Nation, and you learn how to build your business from the ground up and know how to connect with people, to start a conversation, to collaborate, and to cross thresholds with those people, and you have mutual impact. So that's our initial right ground floor offering. We have the done with you where we have a consultation and we craft a strategy having looked at your business from with a bird's eye view and see where you are leaking money or resources, or you're leaving money on the table, or you are not connecting to your demographic if you are, say, a ministry, a non-profit, or because we have those as well as our clients.
Okay.
And then so we create a strategy that matches your goals based on what you tell us your goals are, because some people will tell you one goal and then they go, well, but I didn't get that when I applied your strategy. And you say, but that's not what you wanted when you came to us. So we craft a strategy based on the goals you want to achieve. And then we have the done for you, where we look at your social media, we study, we call it social listening, we study your voice, the way you present yourself on social media. And sometimes we'll tell you that is not even serving you, and we'll show you a different way to show up. We create content, we curate content that's targeted, that saves you time, saves you money, saves you from anxiety of not getting the people you need to serve to build your business. So we can even create whole blog posts for you. We've written books for people, so like ghostwriters. So we create content, we curate content, we have content development, social media management, we run social ads, and we also do branding and web design and web protection as well.
Okay. Wow, that's a lot. And I mean, you covered quite a number of areas. Some things that I guess small businesses wouldn't have even thought of. I mean, is it website security or social media security that you offer?
Website protection involves security, maintenance, and doing all those. Websites have all kinds of moving parts that keep changing with the content management system, and if you do not update it and you don't look out for that, that's when you start to see that the website is not performing as it should. That's when it doesn't load as it should or as fast as it could. That's when someone says, I tried to get on your website and it doesn't seem to load at all. Or I got a security message that said, don't go there, they're trying to steal your data and things like that. And also we make sure that naughty people don't inject malicious code into your website and start to steal your customers, basically. So that's website protection.
That is that's quite a great deal of thing, and you offer a package that is affordable to smaller businesses that are not making thousands and thousands of pounds.
Absolutely. We offer packages from we call it our silver standard, then we have a gold standard, and we have a platinum standard. Our silver standard is just £65 a month, which a business owner who's just started can surely afford, unless they have no budget for marketing their business and protecting their asset. Like, you create a beautiful website and then you don't protect it. It's like you buy a gorgeous car and you never service it because, well, it's just meant to be driven, right? Nah, you have to maintain the car. Yes. So that's what we do. And then we go right up to custom quotes for people who have large websites that don't even fit within our packages. We have so many moving parts, like e-commerce stores. For instance, every product on an e-commerce store is a page. Every product is created with the visuals, the description, and then the cuts. And if that product has variations of it, say, for instance, you have a t-shirt and you have it in blue, you have it in green, you have it in red, you have it in large, small, medium, you have it in men's and women's. All those are variations, and they literally, you have to create a different page for each one of those and then link them all on the cart. So if someone clicks buy, they are able to choose the color, the size, the everything. So all those moving parts, if they're not maintained properly, and they're usually plugins, and if they're not maintained or the developer is not maintaining them, then you have a problem with your e-commerce store.
Yes,
and a lot of new business owners just get Johnny down the road to help them create a website for $200 and then trouble. It just does not do what it's meant to do on the bottom.
Yes, I've had a couple of those journeys myself where I've bought a domain and in fact, what my worst experience years ago was, I paid for a domain name and thought that once I had paid all that money for the domain name, that it came with someone that was going to build the website and service it, and it didn't. It was just for the domain name, but there was no clarity about it. It seemed as though all of that was coming, and then there was no clarity about it at all. But you know, that's something now that, you know, having gone through it, I can say to people, just make sure that you read the fine print and you know exactly what's coming when you spend the money. But if it is possible that you can get someone to service the website for you, I would certainly recommend that. And I mean, if you've got, your plan sounds like it's quite affordable, like you said, £65 a month, and which brings me actually to an important point, and that is that when starting a business, you may not think that a marketing budget is important to set aside, but it is. It really is, especially if you are starting your business, because it's probably, if you are starting on your own, you know, normally labor cost is usually the largest expense in a business. But if you are starting on your own, then your marketing should be your largest expense, so that you can get your business where it needs to be positioned, where it needs to be, and that it can look the way it needs to look. So I've learned that by being burnt.
Sadly, a lot of small business owners get burned over and over again, and just the penny doesn't drop. That how do you build something that is going to give you a life-sustaining income and also sustain itself? Because sometimes they start to eat the seed. Yes. They start to get money from the business and they eat the seed. They don't realize that they haven't yet made any profit. So it's very important to have a budget and to have a strategy, because the strategy gives you that budget as well. You have a budget for all the things that you see your business needs to do in order to deliver the results you're looking for. And so if you don't, and lots of people don't have a strategy, or we call it a business plan as well. And very, very important.
All right. So you're of the school of thought that a business plan is an important thing to have. Okay. And it should be a written plan.
It should be written, and it doesn't have to be written in stone, because as you grow and evolve, that strategy changes as well, and the plan changes as well. But there are two things that you must have in the plan. Number one, how are you going to attract your clientele? And therefore, the assumption is you know who it is you're going to be selling your services, products, or platforms to. Number two, your exit plan. People don't have an exit plan, like they're going to work forever.
Okay, so for those that are wondering, what do you mean exit plan? I'm in this business really for it to go on and on and on and on and on forevermore, amen, until the day that I breathe my last breath, and then I will hand it over to someone else, and they're going to carry it on. What do you mean by an exit plan?
See, there are two things. You could have that idea that you want to pass on your business to your children, and that means you have to ensure that your children or the generation coming up following you have an idea and an interest in that business. Because if they don't, they will not appreciate the time and effort you put into it. And the first thing they will do once you give it to them is they'll sell it on. Or if you've left the physical being and you've gone back to spirit, they will sell it. So before they sell it on you, you should have an exit plan, which is, if I came to you, Karen, and I said, I am buying your business and I am putting on the table 50 million pounds, would you sell it to me?
Is that a question?
Yes, it is a question. So what is your exit plan, and at what point are you ready to go IPO and sell your business, and somebody takes it over as a public concern? It's no longer your business. And by the way, they can hire you as a chief executive officer and you carry on getting paid for the business that you no longer have the creative processes for. You're no longer in charge of all that marketing, paying payroll, blah, blah, blah. You're now being paid for your brain content.
Yeah.
So you must have an exit plan for your business. The likes of WhatsApp. WhatsApp was bought by Facebook, and they still up to date don't know how to monetize it, even though they bought it, because they didn't want to have a competition against Messenger. So they bought WhatsApp in the hope that it will become part of their wider advertising network. But they have not yet found a way to make that happen. But still, the person who created, or the people who created WhatsApp, originally walked away with $16 billion. Exit plan, hello? So,
$1
your exit plan? You must have one. It should be part of your business plan, because then you do not get shocked if somebody approaches you and says, I would like to buy you out. Are you open to that? And you go, this is the sweat of my soul and the soul of my sweat, and I'm not selling. And then the next year, a new kid on the block comes up, starts something new, and your business becomes irrelevant.
Yes.
But you refuse that offer, and the other person is not interested.
And it's gone.
Yeah, it's
so gone. To me, sometimes I feel like there is a lot of, in addition to knowing the market conditions and understanding some certain principles that you have to have in place, there is a lot of heart and spirit searching that goes into running a business. Some decisions that you make may not necessarily make physical sense, but it feels right.
Oh, yeah.
Does that have any place in the social aspect, the social media, or the, you know, like, okay, let's use Key Inspirations, for instance, my business. With my business, I actually started my business to work with small and medium-sized enterprises. Now, some people would say it doesn't make sense to do that because they're the ones that don't have any money. They're just starting.
They have money. They have money.
Okay. But some people have actually said, you know, these are the businesses that don't have a lot of disposable income. Their profit margin for the first couple of years is going to be quite small or quite low, and therefore, in order to get them to work with me, I can't charge, you know, very high prices. Now, if I took something like that, and I follow my heart and I say, okay, I'm going to do X or Y. Let's say, for example, I said, okay, so I'm going to offer, but the first month I'm going to do for free. And then the next month we're going to do this. And then the following month we're going to go on a percentage raise and so on. But I do that for one client. And then for another client, I do something different. It doesn't really make physical sense because some people say that you should have you should know what your charges are going to be, what your packages are going to be, what your charges are going to be, and stick to that if you're going to see a profit. But sometimes someone comes along, and in your heart, in your head, in your heart, you feel that this person is different and you want to do something different. Is there room to do things like that in business?
That can be a personal choice that you decide to help this person as a personal decision, but it shouldn't be part of your business plan.
Okay.
Why? Because you are investing in your business to impact. And whatever you are going to serve people is something that is going to impact them in a specific way. And so you're investing time, resources, and your energy and your soul into all that. And if you do not allow yourself to receive back, you will find that there are people like that every day who are different. But the reality is, they have started something that they also need a plan for, and they should have planned for your services if they genuinely knew that they were going to build something that's going to last for a while. I always equate that to breathing, right? It's a synergy. Giving and receiving are the same side of a coin. You cannot have one without the other. If I held my breath here for the next 10 minutes, you would call the ambulance, because I have to release it. And so when I release it, I release what I consider unwanted energy from my body, carbon dioxide. But the plants out there are singing hallelujah, receiving my toxin waste. And then they are releasing oxygen because they don't need it. And I am saying, thank you, God, for the oxygen I'm breathing. So somehow there's a synergy in giving and receiving, that we as humans are part of that bigger picture. And we have to be open to receive every blessed day. So if somebody comes to me and I feel like they have the right energy, and if I help them today, they will maybe decide to pay me tomorrow. It is a personal decision, and I will not attach anything else to that other than I decided to help them. And so I don't expect anything else from them. If they don't pay me, it is well. Otherwise, I've put an attachment to helping them. And if they don't give it, then there is some negative energy that's going to come out of it. So from the very get-go, I put a price on my services. Everything else that I offer for free is because I've offered it. I don't expect anything in return, because I know I've released something amazing and there's something coming back to me. It's a given. And I go about my life without expecting anything else, knowing it is already given to me. Whatever it is, there's something I'm looking for that I haven't received, that I'm going to receive just because I've given. And so I don't attach anything to that relationship. If I'm giving somebody free help, it is free. They know I charge for my services. Even when they came to me, they knew that. And that is something that I always would say you have to keep in mind, that somebody comes to you knowing you are running a business, you're a coach, and you're supposed to help them gain clarity and find their path, but they don't have money to pay. Well, they have money for other things, trust me, no? And so they'll come to you. I always say, give what you're willing to give and forget about it. And then if it comes back to you, it was meant to come to you. Otherwise, charge what you know you are worth, because you are worth it.
Yes, we are worth it. We are worth it. All right. So there's just, I think we've talked a lot about your business, the different aspects of your business. We've heard from your experience. You've shared so much today. This has really been a very informational session, informative session. And I've enjoyed the conversation along the way as well. We've smiled, we've laughed, we've talked. It's been serious. We've gone through all the highs and all the lows. Now, does Julie-Syl only do business, or does she have hobbies as well? And I'll tell you why I'm asking. I confess. Yesterday, I think it was not yesterday. It was sometime in November that I first saw you doing some sort of fitness. Something. Is that a hobby of yours?
It is a hobby, purely hobby. So I love encouraging people. I find that it's the best time, because it's usually in the morning, when I can actually remind people that, you are worthy, rise and shine, and join me later. So I also use it as a platform to invite people to one of my segments that I'm gonna do for the day. So
Okay.
I literally do it, and then I also use it as a platform to advertise. Why not? So exercise is really just for me, just that something I enjoy doing. My body sings hallelujah when I do it, and that's all that I do it for. But above all, I also love dancing. I love swinging my hands and body around like nobody's watching. and, and enjoying my life. I love to cook up a storm. I love cooking.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love to cook and I love to have friends around. So this whole year has been a crazy, crazy year because yeah, you can have friends around, you can go to friends. So yeah, but
Well,
and I love to travel, and that's why you were talking
yeah.
about my travel hub. I love to travel. It's a hobby, purely a hobby, and it's a hobby that I thought, why not tell people about the places I've been, maybe that will inspire them to also go, and some of the experiences I've had when I go there, and somehow because I know my way around technology behind the scenes, that specific hobby became a paying business. People,
Oh.
brands like to reach out and advertise on our website. That is literally started as a hobby, and it's there. It's there, and I have an exit plan for it.
Well, this is great.
I've been offered before. I've been offered £50,000 to sell that.
Really? To that? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I said, if they're offering 50, I know there's a whole lot more going to it. And I'm still enjoying it, so I'm not yet ready to sell it.
You're
So I
not quite
said,
ready
listen,
yet.
come back to me in a few years, see if I'm still ready to sell you.
Well, we're really all hoping that 2021 will definitely be a year when we can start traveling freely again, without the health scares that are happening or that have happened in 2020. All right, so we're at Christmas time. Have you got any Christmas specials, or are you what new things are you looking to do in 2021?
2021 has already been mapped out in we do that October, November, and we are planning on actually expanding our social media management side, the done for you, because there are a lot of businesses that are looking to leverage the digital space in a more intentional way due to what has gone on in 2020 that have been more traditional type run businesses. And so they want somebody who knows their way around social media. They're not really looking to hire an in-house team. So they almost like testing the waters. So because of that, we are planning on expanding that more. And also we are getting a few businesses that want to create strategies and then go away and try and implement it themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
So we are definitely expanding on that. So we are more or less carrying our 2020 plan further into 2021 with a bigger focus on the done with you and the done for you. The Winning Entrepreneurs Nation is always there. There's a ton load of content for people who join that because I decided to leave it open. You know, sometimes you join a program and you'll only get what you started with at that point.
Yeah.
The people who come into the Winning Entrepreneurs Nation have access to all the content that's ever been created for that platform.
That's great.
It's there for them because it's my way of giving back. It's my breathing out and knowing that the breath I'm taking in is given to me freely, and so I'm giving almost freely, but knowing that we humans don't treasure what we do not put some skin in the game. So yeah, there's skin in the game to be put for those who access that masterclass.
Okay. All right. So, and how do people get in touch with you if they want to be a part of what you are doing in 2021?
Absolutely. Everything's on our website at kalungigroup.com. We have the services section. We have the products, or e-store, as we like to call it. In fact, we are running a celebration kind of like giveaway. Everything's at 70% off right now on the website on our e-store. So it's all there. If somebody wants to get in touch with me, my phone's on there, email, everything. I love people getting in touch with me. and then I find out why they've got in touch with me, so we can actually get to that dance and dance it already.
Okay. All right, that's great. And what we're going to do, we're going to pin those details in a comment underneath this interview so that people can just do a one touch click and get straight over to your website and see all of the wonderful things that you have to offer. Julie-Syl, thank you so very much. I have really enjoyed chatting with you. It's been a pleasure to meet you, a pleasure to talk.
Awesome. I am so blessed. I am so blessed to have met you. And remember, I said, if it's God's work, then let's do this, because most times, I get paid to talk on podcasts as well. But there is something that always tells me to do this, because it's energy. It's energy. And there's a reason why we connected. And so I'm so grateful that I've shared with you and your community. I'm looking forward to the resource when it's done. I'm looking forward to sharing it with my community as well, all over social media, and hopefully someone else is blessed as well when it comes out. And I absolutely hope this is the beginning of a beautiful, beautiful sisterhood as well.
And so do I. And they say, if any two or three agree as touching or concerning anything, then God is there in the midst, and he will answer, he will respond.
Right.
So let's do this.
I would say, amen. Bring it down. Yes.
Great stuff. Thank you. And God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you. Take care.
And I also want to say thank you so very much to those who have watched KI Tee Vee today. I really hope that you have been as blessed, as touched, and as inspired as we have been sharing with you. And remember, if you want to get in touch with Julie-Syl, her contact details are going to be pinned in a comment underneath this interview. So it will just be a one touch, and you have heard that she is the absolute professional. She knows what she's talking about, and she can guide you down the right path as it relates to your social media. For me, if you want to have a slot on KI Tee Vee, get in touch. My email address is right there. You can see it at the bottom. It's coming along the bottom of the screen at the moment. Drop me an email and we will book you your slot. So until next time when KI Tee Vee comes your way, please people, stay safe. God bless. And bye for now.